And so this is Acts chapter 19, and we're going to read through to verse 23. Remember that Paul and Barnabas are at Lystra. There's a bit of a riot because there's a miracle, and people start trying to sacrifice to them, saying they're gods, and they would have none of it. And it says, then the Jews came from Antioch and Iconium, and having won over the crowds, they stoned Paul and dragged him out of the city, supposing him to be dead. But while the disciples stood around him, he got up and entered the city. And the next day he went away with Barnabas to Derbe. And after they had preached the gospel to that city and made many disciples, they returned to Lystra and to Iconium and to Antioch, strengthening the souls of the disciples, encouraging them to continue in the faith, and saying, through many tribulations we must enter the kingdom of God. And when they had appointed elders for them in every church, having prayed with fasting, they commended them to the Lord in whom they had believed. Wow, so this great move of God in Lystra, it ends up with the Jews from Pisidian Antioch and Iconium coming down, stirring up the people, and they stone Paul to the point of death. They believe he's dead. He's probably unconscious. And they drag him out of the city and say, cast him aside. And the believers don't know what to do, and they gather around this apostle. And but then he got up and went back into the city. And the next day he went away with Barnabas to Derbe. And then they preached the gospel there. And then they came back, returning to each of the towns, strengthening the disciples, encouraging them to continue in the faith, appointing elders in every town, in every church. And they said, listen, you've seen what's happened to us. In every town that we've been in, we've preached the gospel. People have turned to the Lord. You've turned to the Lord. But we've then been persecuted. And we've been driven out. Some places we were mistreated and stoned in different places. In one place, in Lystra, Paul was stoned to the point of death. We have to go through many tribulations to enter the kingdom of God. If we are a people who are really taking hold of the Lord and believe and preaching the gospel, these are the things will happen to us. These persecutions will happen. Expect it. When it happens, don't think to yourself, well, have I done something wrong? You're doing something right. And that's what happened to Paul and to Barnabas. And he said to the believers, anticipate that these things will happen to you, but continue in the faith. Continue in the faith. And they came right back to Pisidian Antioch, where they first started preaching the gospel in Asia Minor. And remember where the whole town almost turned to the Lord, and then some went away and they drove him out of town. And he comes back as the true apostle he is, and Paul and Barnabas are too, just encouraging the saints to stay true to the Lord.